Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And good morning to our pets who are present this morning. It's wonderful to have you with us. I do love to hear the occasional noises from them. If we had brought our dog Ludo, he would be interrupting me every other word, because that's what he does at home. He's half husky and half shepherd, so he and Roxy might have a conversation. And this whole idea of coming together to bless animals one day per year is the reminder to us of the blessing that they are to us every day of our lives. The reminder to us that all of creation surrounds us with voices that we do not necessarily understand, but that sing of God's joy, of God's providence and care, that sing out to remind us of the beauty of life that surrounds us everywhere in this sacred earth. On this day, as we gather together to remember Francis, we remember that he grew up with privilege. He had some ill-fated attempts to win military valor for himself. And then upon encountering the world outside of his family's home, encountering the world outside where there was poverty, where people were suffering, he renounced all of his wealth. He actually tried to sell the cloth. His father was a cloth merchant, to give the money to the poor. And his father stopped him, so he stripped off all of his clothes right there in the street and gave them back to his father. Francis took that vow of poverty to be with the least of the world around him. And we hear of him going out and preaching even to the animals. We hear it said of him, "Preach the gospel always, and if necessary, use words." We don't have much of his own writings left to us other than the Canticle of the Sun and Moon, which we find present in our hymnal. But we have the memory of him and his story that reminds us that all of creation is sacred. We've been celebrating this season of creation. This is our 6th and final week. And then we return to ordinary time. But this morning's readings call out to us in that reminder. We hear in God's words to Job an answer to Job's complaints for his suffering. And God reminding Job of who God is. The one who cares for the world. The one who knows when the animals give birth. The one who leads them to the pastures that feed them throughout the year. The one who knows the wanderings and the pathways of the wild beasts. And the one who is present with us, through us, in us, surrounding us, wherever we go. As we hear in our gospel this morning, Jesus reaches out to those who are heavy laden, which I think is all of us at some time or another in our lives, reminding us to lay our troubles at God's feet, reminding us that God is there with us, suffering with us, wanting for our wholeness, our health, wanting for our experience in this world to be one of relationship, of mutual care, one whose burden is easy, whose yoke is easy, and whose burden is light. We are called on to be followers of Christ in a way that eases the suffering of the world around us. To remember those who are invisible, who have no voice of their own, who have been pushed to the margins, who are walked past on the street without being seen, who are hungry, and like our pets, who rely on us for companionship and care. We're reminded of the blessing of vulnerability, of the blessing that it is to be in a community that supports each other, where we can bring our whole selves in all of our frailties, our failures, as well as our successes and triumphs, where we can be lifted up in our times when we're down and celebrated with during our times when we're up. This is a place where we are reminded of what it means to love as God loves and to be loved, no matter who we are. And so as we gather with our pets this day to acknowledge the blessing that they are and offer them blessing, we acknowledge each other's presence. We acknowledge this sacred world and remember that we too are called on to be a blessing to each other and that we are blessed through it. May this day be a reminder to you that each of you is a blessing. Each of you is blessed. Each of you is significant and matters. Each of you is loved. And God is with you always.